Welcome to I Wrote This News. Today is Thursday, February 24, 2022. Here's some news from us to use. Story number 1, Shut the Trump Up. 2 days after former President Donald Trump called Putin's aggression towards Ukraine, quote, genius, and said that Putin's description of Russia's massive military forces at the border is, quote, very savvy. Russia appears to have invaded Ukraine. Putin early this morning declared the start of a, quote, special military operation in Ukraine, after months of speculation about Russia's intentions as it massed tens of thousands of troops on Ukraine's border. Putin said his goal was to demilitarize but not occupy the country. Minutes later, large explosions were visible near Kharkiv, Ukraine's second-largest city, and blasts were reported in the capital Kyiv and other parts of the country. Ukraine's Interior Ministry said that Russian troops had landed in Odessa and were crossing the border. The invasion has begun, the ministry said in a statement. Ukraine's Foreign Minister, Dmytro Kuleba, said on Twitter that Mr. Putin had started a full-scale war against Ukraine and had begun shelling civilian cities. Instead of either working to help defuse the Ukraine situation or shutting the heck up, the reality-averse reality TV star and loser of the 2020 election, Trump, has been focused on launching his new social media site, called Truth Social. That endeavor has involved cloning Twitter's functionality with widely available pre-made code and mimicking another company's logo. Story number 2, Mackenzie Scott's heart is way bigger than Jeff Bezo's super yacht. Mackenzie Scott's $50 million gift to the National 4-H Council, which the youth-focused nonprofit called Transformational, is part of a new batch of the philanthropist's donations now coming to light. The donation to the organization, which supports the 120-year-old Youth Development Program, is the second largest gift known to have been made by Scott since she announced last year that she gave $2.7 billion to charitable nonprofits. In the meantime, Scott's ex, Amazon founder and guy who everything he touches, including himself, starts to look like a penis, Jeff Bezos, is building the world's largest sailing yacht. As we've noted in prior episodes, the yacht is so big that it will have its own yacht, and will require the dismantling of a bridge to get it out to sea. Scott has since been quiet about donations in an attempt to avoid media attention, though organizations who are receiving money have been announcing the gifts. Jennifer Surangelo, the president and CEO of the council, said they received a call in December informing them the gift was coming their way, and the amount came as a surprise. Surangelo said, quote, when I heard the gift would be $50 million, I lost my breath and had to sit down, adding it even brought a tear to her eye. In the past 2 years, Scott has given more than $8 billion of her wealth, estimated by Forbes at $45.7 billion. February 24th is the 55th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar. 310 days remain until the end of the year. Today is Engineers Day in Iran, Flag Day in Mexico, Independence Day in Estonia, Artists' Day in Thailand, and a frightening day for the world. But we will get through it. Now it's time for On This Date in History. On this date in 1582, Pope Gregory XIII announces the humbly named Gregorian calendar. On this date in 1854, the first perforated postage stamp is officially issued for distribution. On this date in 1868, Andrew Johnson becomes the first president of the United States to be impeached by the United States House of Representatives. He is later acquitted in the Senate. On this date in 1917, the U.S. ambassador to the United Kingdom, Walter Hines Page, is given the Zimmermann telegram. The telegram was a secret and encrypted diplomatic communication issued from the German Foreign Office in January 1917. It proposed a military alliance between Germany and Mexico if the United States entered World War I against Germany. As part of the deal, Mexico would recover Texas, Arizona, and New Mexico. The telegram was intercepted and decoded by British intelligence. That decryption was described as the most significant intelligence triumph for Britain during World War I, and one of the earliest occasions on which a piece of signal intelligence influenced world events. On this date in 1983, a special commission of the United States Congress condemns the internment of Japanese Americans during World War II. On this date in 2008, Fidel Castro retires as the president of Cuba and the Council of Ministers after 32 years. He remains as head of the Communist Party for another 3 years. Celebrating birthdays today are musician Paul Jones, politician Joe Lieberman, actor Barry Bostwick, musician Rupert Holmes, actor Edward James Olmos, actress Deborah Jo Rupp, author Aurora Levins Morales, game designer Sid Meier, philosopher Judith Butler, journalist Paula Zahn, actor Mark Moses, actor Billy Zane, Scottish judoka Connie Ramsay, and actor Dominic Chianese. He turns 91 today. Happy birthday to all of them, and if your birthday is today, a very happy birthday to you as well. By the way, if you or someone you know is having a birthday and would like us to announce it on the show, leave us a voice message or send an email. The links are in the show notes. Today's news was brought to us by the New York Times, Yahoo Finance, and the website that Putin has yet to invade and Trump has yet to copy, Wikipedia. If you have a comment or a question about anything you've heard today, or if you have a suggestion, please send us a note at iwrotethisnews, all one word, at thatradioshow.com. That email address one more time is iwrotethisnews, all one word, at thatradioshow.com.
One more thing, if this podcast sounds a little funny, that's because it's also an experiment. All of the vocals were generated using AI technology. Hopefully the show will sound different and better as the tech improves and as we improve at using it. I'm Bob Meese, hoping you have an amazing day. We'll get together again soon.